Two words, predictive programming. Have you heard that buzzword? Well, let's get into it. Now, predictive programming is a theory that the government or higher ups are using fictional movie or books as a mass mind control. So do you think that that's going on or that there's any truth behind it? Well, let's take a look at this trailer.
Program in particular that terrified my client the most. A simple three-stage maneuver that could topple a country's government from within. The first stage was isolation. Disable their communication and transportation. Make the target as deaf, dumb, and paralyzed as possible. Set them up for the second stage. Synchronized chaos. Terrorize them with covert attacks and misinformation. Overwhelming their defense capabilities, leaving their weapon systems vulnerable to extremists in their own military. Without a clear enemy or motive, people would start turning on each other. If done successfully, the third stage would happen on its own. A coup d'etat. A civil war.
I'm just going to present to you the information, you be the judge. Let's take a look at another trailer movie clip.
19 states have seceded.
The United States Army ramps up activity.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The future president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Like, there's awareness, like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America.
With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the best.
Citizens of America, the so-called Western forces of Texas and California suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens?
There's some kind of misunderstanding here.
What? Well, you're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you?
God bless America.
Let's take a look and listen what decision SCOTUS made.
The Supreme Court ruling in favor of removing sharp razor wire installed by Texas rivers along the border between U.S. and Mexico. The 5-4 vote now clears the way for federal agents to actually cut down the wire, which administration officials have called dangerous and inhumane. Our senior Washington correspondent, David Dwyer.
Now, don't take my word for it. What did Representative Clay Higgins say about this?
My thoughts are the feds are staging a civil war, and Texas should stand their ground.
And what is Texas saying?
Texas is doing is just very simple, and that is because the Biden administration has really, truly abdicated its responsibility to secure the border and enforce the laws. Texas very simply is securing the border. And so we put up the razor wire that you were talking about, Bill, and we put up all these barricades that actually have denied illegal entry. And as you pointed out also in that screen, that there are criminals coming across the border. Texas has a right as a state to stop criminals from coming into our state, to make arrests of those criminals. And we have...
Okay, is there anybody who's backing Texas? And we're going to take a listen at what Representative Clay Higgins said directly about the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas. I bet you're wondering how this ties into the beast power system. And if you don't know, because you've not seen a previous video, the 10 proof points from Revelation 13, because God wants us to know the identity of the beast. Suffice it to say, the beast power is the papacy. So how does it all tie together?
Southern border. under the control of Secretary Mayorkas. This is 1,954 miles of failure. He's incensed. 10 million illegal crossings in 3 years. The disintegration of American sovereignty. Total loss of American law and order. Exponential enhancement of cartel human trafficking operations and cartel narcotics trafficking. Millions of American families crushed by financial loss and the unspeakable grief of unprecedented loss of American lives to drugs and violent crime. This is the legacy of Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. And as God is my witness, we will impeach that man in this committee. We will hold him accountable for his colossal failure. And we will take no pleasure in doing so.
So how is the papacy involved? I'm going to present to you the information. I want you to follow the breadcrumbs. Let's take a look more closely at Alejandro Mayorkas. Now, where did he obtain his law degree from? Loyola Law School. Loyola Law School. Loyola. Does that name ring a bell? Well, it should. In fact, when the Reformation was coming out, the Roman Catholic Church created the Jesuit order, and it was headed up by Ignatius of Loyola. And he then created two diametrically opposed eschatological ideas. And this was all to kill the Reformation. He created the preterist view by way of Louis del Alcázar, and then he created the widely accepted futurist view, and that was headed up by Francisco Rivera. And it was all from Ignatius of Loyola. It's very important that you see the beast tentacles are involved in all aspects. Also be mindful that God always has the true message, and it is found in Revelation 14. It is the three angels proclaiming the everlasting gospel. The counterfeit. What's the counterfeit that Satan instituted? Well, it is the three unclean spirits that come out of the mouth like frogs. And it is seen in the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet. Those are the three entities involved. And you need to be able to see all of the play in the interplay. And you need to understand that the Roman Catholic Church hates and has voiced their hatred of the principles that this great United States was founded upon. The Constitution of the United States guarantees liberty of conscience. Nothing is dearer or more fundamental. Pope Pius, in his encyclical letter of August 15, 1854, said, "The absurd and erroneous doctrines or ravings in defense of liberty of conscience are a most pestilential error, a pest of all others, most to be dreaded in a state." And the same Pope, in his encyclical letter of December 8, 1864, anathematized those who assert the liberty of conscience and of religious worship, also all such as maintain that the church may not employ force.